I heard that some people like to reinvent the wheel.
Wargaming tried.
Hold on to your butts. You're in for a ride.
Yeah, a figure eight. Here we go.
Crew 2.0.
We're going to start by teaching everybody how to convert a crew. And 13 Disciple, the ever so intelligent gentleman, is going to show us how it's done.
Yeah,
Wait, so you can convert crews?
Yeah, so you just got into Sandbox 2.0. You want to see what all the hullabaloo is about, why everybody in every chat everywhere is saying that the world is burning. So let's take a look at what it looks like.
Wait, it's not?
It's not. I assure you, 2.0 is a test environment. The devs do this to get feedback. So if you want changes, if you don't like what this looks like, go to the forums, go to Discord, tell them your opinion, take the surveys. Easy peasy. All right, well, let's take a look at what it looks like. So here I've got my IS-7. This is my old crew on the left-hand side here. And
if I
one
just hit
thing,
battle, I can take that in, right?
yeah,
And
you
it'll
can
work like it's
definitely
supposed to?
you can definitely take your old crew into battle, but you might notice Sixth Sense is highlighted here and everything else is dark. Right. So your crew actually lost the commander's bonus to their experience. So this is my IS-7 from the original game, from the current live server. So if you look, you'll see my damage per minute is down, my dispersion is down, my aim time is down. Like everything is a little worse off. So if you just take your crew as it is into the new system and play with it, you'll be playing at a disadvantage to everybody else's crew.
Is it a stock crew?
It basically performs like a stock crew, yes.
Oh,
so you're
that's fun.
You're just like a new player at that point. Like if you were to just go in, pick it up, and hit battle, that's it. You got Sixth Sense. You're rolling out.
Right, and then when you highlight over it, it'll even say reservist skills are disabled in battle, and you're unable to train new ones. So.
Okay.
So
well,
it's in your best interest to convert that crew. So you might notice this arrow that keeps telling me I need to convert the crew. If you just click this button, it'll take you to the conversion screen. So this tells me that my crew will be converted into 67 skill points. I'll be able to unlock 4 instructors. You just hit the convert button.
How many skills, like, point wise, can you get? Is that a 67? I think that seems high.
Yeah, so the max will be 75, and then you'll be able to have an elite crew beyond 75. But let's take you to the actual crew screen here. Oops. Hang on.
I like that you can already get through the menus pretty well.
Yeah, navigation, easy peasy. So this is what your main crew screen looks like here. So at the top, this is where you'll see your total experience level and where you can go to visit your crew and increase their efficiency. So if you want to train your crew up, you can use the free EXP converter. Right now it's exchanging 1 free XP to 5 crew EXP. Or you can use crew books. So let's say I want to get this crew to level 70. I can use some of these universal training manuals. If I hit apply, I can increase the number of manuals that I want to use. So if I want to use 4, and now my crew is level 71. So the experience ramps up.
So is it like the old system where as you go deeper, it costs more to get more skills?
That's correct. I'll throw a little image on the screen right now for the viewers to see, but it'll basically show that it's exponential. The higher you go, the more experience is going to cost to increase another level.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool.
So let's back out of this screen. So this is your main crew screen. At the top, you have your personnel file and your increasing efficiency. That's where you train your crews. In the middle is where you set your skills, and we'll do that in a minute. In the bottom right, this is where you will set your instructors. So your previous unique crew members that are like 0 skill, the Snow Maidens, the Twitch Prime crew members you got. These will become instructors. We'll go through that. And then you also have what vehicles they'll be trained to. They can be trained up to 3 vehicles. And you might notice on the left-hand side, every crew member now has Sixth Sense standard. You don't have to wait forever to finally get it. That's going to be huge for new players coming in because it'll help them learn when they're spotted in the game and they won't just blow up randomly. Sixth Sense is still tied to your commander. So if your commander dies in battle, you'll still lose Sixth Sense in battle until you heal your commander. All right, should we look at some of the how you apply skills to a new crew?
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I think people would like to know this. This is, I think, one of the more confusing parts of Crew 2.0 for everybody, is just because before you click on it, you got 4 or 5 skills to choose from. And away you go. Now you look at a wall of skills, especially if you've been playing the game for a long time. This is a massive change. It's like, what do I do?
And they're all named different stuff too, which is a challenge, I think. But at the same time, opens up a whole new world of excitement.
Right.
Whole new world.
We'll do a deep dive into the skills on another video, but I do want to kind of go through and show the skills that are kind of transferred from the old system into the new system. So the first one would be eyes open. So this would be your situational awareness and your recon all kind of combined into one. So this will push your view range. And when you put a point in, when you hover over these, they'll tell you what they provide. So this provides 0.4% per skill point that you put in, and you get 1 skill point for every level that your crew is. So since this crew is level 71, they have 71 skill points they can spend. And the thing is on the left-hand side are your regular skills. On the right-hand side are these special talents. When you've put 30 skills into one of these rows, you can unlock one of the 2 talents on the right-hand side. But you have to select one of the 2. So a max skill crew of 75 points at max can only select 2 talents. So anyway, so if we go back through some of the original crew skills that have been moved over, you've got eyes open, you've got your quick repair, you have your firefighting, you've got snapshot up here, you have off-road driving, clutch braking, smooth ride.
I do like, again, as we're going through this, like the little, like if you hover over each of the skills, you get that little video that shows you kind of what this is going to do. Because a lot of times when you just read, like, for instance, what's that? Concealment, like okay, camo, but what's it actually doing for me? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It gives you the little video to show you kind of what's going on. Whereas before, as a new player, you had no idea what this was actually doing.
Right. So if I remove quick repair, the other thing that's nice is on the right-hand side, you'll see a preview of all the bonuses your tank is currently getting. So my vehicle is currently getting a bit because of the equipment that I have installed. But if I go to quick repair and I start adding points, you'll see on the right-hand side, repair speed is now at 90% with 10 points in quick repair.
Nice. I love that you can see that visual.
Yeah. And it's nice also that you're not locking yourself in as soon as you start clicking this.
Yep, you can
sort of like
experiment.
Old video games that I've played in the past, where you put them in and then all of a sudden you're you're running and gunning, you're done.
Yep.
That's it.
So
Yeah,
BIA
nice to
is
see.
now called coherence. So that's where that skill is.
Okay.
There are some skills that were on the old system that have been slightly modified or changed into the new system, like intuition, for instance, reduces the reload when switching shells. It doesn't sometimes activate when you switch shells.
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline rush is slightly different in the new system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down
Key point.
off-road
Everybody
driving.
take adrenaline rush.
In this system. Again, I imagine a vast majority of these skills will be modified or reworked when we get to the second iteration of the sandbox. So
in the current 2.0, everybody take adrenaline rush.
so in tactical training, if I've put 30 points in, I can unlock one of these 2 talents. Again, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time going through the talents right now, but that's how you unlock them. Now, if you're brand new to the game and you're really not sure what to select, there's a few ways that I'd go about trying to decide this. First, you could go watch your favorite streamers like Talk to Me Goose, Damien's Gaming, or me, 13 Disciple. Another way you can do it is if you select the suitable skills for a vehicle, it'll highlight suggested boxes. In my opinion, these aren't great.
No,
it's better
It gives
than
you a
just
roadmap.
randomly picking stuff,
Yeah.
because these skills do kind of synergize when you do that. But
Yeah.
I would stay away from that button for now.
Cool. Roll out.
Okay, so
Roll
once
out.
you've set up and selected all your skills, let's say you've played a few matches and you're like, man, I am not feeling quick repair. I don't feel like it's as useful. I'd like to try something else. Well, there's a couple ways you can go about it. You can select the edit button in the bottom, which will allow you to slightly modify the way that you want to set up your skills. So let's say instead of quick repair, I wanted to try safety measures. Now, the one thing I want to point out is it's the same cost either way.
Okay.
So when you do reset your skills or want to change them, you can use either a retraining order. There's going to be various ways to get these in the game. We won't go over those now. Or you can use credits. Right now it's 50% off, but they're planning to make that a 300,000 credit cost.
Oof.
So
That's a kick in
if
the
you're
shins.
if you're like, man, I don't like any of these skills, you can just completely reset the whole thing and it'll pull all your skill points down. If we hit the to crew button at the top left, it'll take us back to that main screen. So let's take a look at instructors. What do you guys think?
Ooh, everybody's
yeah.
favorite, I've heard.
So instructors, you get 4 of them per vehicle, and you unlock 1 slot for an instructor for every 15 points of your current level. So at level 15, you unlock an instructor. At level 30, you unlock the second. Up to level 60 is when you finally get your 4th.
Gotcha.
Okay, so essentially you go in with no instructors until you've unlocked skill within your crew. Makes sense.
Yep.
Got it.
Correct.
Cool.
So
Now it's time for the gotcha game.
yeah, the gotcha game. So right now we have a bunch of instructors sitting in basically a barracks. I think they're called bunkhouses now. So these are all crew that have been basically set as instructors from the previous system. Some of these are your level 2 instructors. So these will be instructors that come with a +2 and +1, whereas your original like 0 skill BIA crews are just regular +2s. And you'll also notice, we'll point it out here in a second, but they also provide a training bonus. So let's just say I want to pull one of my old 0 skill BIA crew members. Okay, so when you get an instructor, you select basically which of the trees you want them to specialize in. And in this iteration of the sandbox, what happens is the game will generate 3 choices from the list available, and then you can select which of those 3 you want that instructor to have. So let's say I'm wanting to get eyes open, which would be a bonus to my view range. So if I select tactics, I did get eyes open as one of the selections.
Hey, it's a win.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So
All right.
as Goose put it, what'd you call it?
It's a gotcha game.
Yeah. So right now, there's been a lot of feedback to Wargaming that the way of doing 0 skill or special instructors is not desirable, in the fact that if you want to get bonuses to specific skills like eyes open, you're not guaranteed. And it might take you a few instructors to get there, because once you've trained this, there's no way to reset that skill ever. That is just the way it is. And that's that's how you've added your instructor. So before we go too much further with the instructors, let's just take a look at the other bonus that they will provide you.
Yeah.
So I've added 2 instructors into this IS-7 crew, and the first thing right off the bat is you'll see they provide a 10% bonus to experience earned in battle. As you're able to add more instructors, you can then train your crews a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get up to level 60, then you'll have your maximum number of bonuses.
When you put your instructors in, are they stuck in that tank, or can you remove them at that point?
Yeah, so once you have an instructor in a vehicle, right now you can remove these guys from these vehicles. So they go on a cooldown. So let's say I wanted to move this guy into my Object 140. I have to wait 7 days or pay gold to be able to remove them. So it is free, but there is a time delay, at least.
Cooldown.
Yeah, that way you're not, moving instructors around as you're playing the game, right?
Yeah,
after each battle is probably what they're trying to prevent. I think 7 days is probably a little bit long, but
That's a little
I
steep.
agree.
So once you've added a few instructors, if you go back to your skills, you'll see where they're being added into your skills. So one thing to note is that once you've added 10 points, you can actually go above the maximum of 10 points, up another 8 points. Let's get into retraining, right? So this crew is currently trained for the IS-7, but let's say I just finished grinding out my 257. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I loved my 257. I'd like to keep playing it. So if I go back to my training here, I can find my 257 from this list. And now I have a few options. I can retrain the crew using credits, If you do it this way, you'll lose a lot of experience, more than the last system. The retraining cost is actually lower than it was in the last system in terms of gold cost.
And you're not doing it per crew member either when you do that.
Nope.
Right. It's for the whole
tanks.
Crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get one tank for 750 and a second tank for 750, and then you have one crew for 3 tanks, which is awesome. The only thing I will note about this is if you play your IS-7 and you leave the battle after you die, you can't go play your tier 8 because your crew will still be in battle.
Yeah, that's the one unfortunate situation. But you know, hey, that's how the system technically already is. So you're not really losing anything in that situation.
Right. It was like that before that. So when we go back to the garage, if I go back to my tier 9, I can go into my IS-7. I can select that crew from my 257.
Nice.
And there you go. They're ready to roll. Fully trained.
So that's something that I think is incredible. The switching between tanks, your crew and everything it's so much easier than how it was before, where you'd have to dismiss everybody and then send them all back, and oh crap, you know, I put the wrong guy from the, you know, and now you're stuck. And this is great. So I think that's a really great way that they did that.
Also, with this new crew system, your premium tanks guys will work the same way. So if you go to like your IS-3A, for instance, if you have one, or Defender, you can go and select the crew and pop it right into your premium tank, just like before.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what tier that premium tank is, right? So like, as long as it's a heavy crew, you're putting it in there.
Same type, same nation. Whatever. So I know, Damon, you asked me earlier, what happens if I want to start from scratch?
Yeah.
So here I've got my grill. I don't have a crew currently trained to it. So it's going to give me the option to select a crew that I could train into it, but I'm going to select the recruit crew. So from here, you can select one of these handsome mugs from here. So which one of these do you think looks like Goose?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that
a lot of them are wearing hats, actually.
Yeah. Anyone wearing a hat.
I like this guy's smirk. I think we're going to go with this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at him.
Yeah, he knows something. He knows what's up.
He knows what's up.
You can modify their names.
Oh, cool.
I don't think Goose is on the list, though. Yeah.
You used to have to pay for that.
Yep, you used to have to pay for that. So once you've recruited them, you now have a fresh crew.
Skill.
You start with 1 point.
1 point, everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, but you get 6 cents for free.
Yeah, you always have 6 cents for free. So that's always there, which is huge for new players, in my opinion.
I agree. And I also saw something about the 50% and 75%, base on your crew when you start. It used to be 50%. Now it's a fully trained crew. It's 100%. It knows how to use the tank. You're not going to be running around as if you were hit by an arty shell the whole time.
Yeah, so there's no longer going to be 50% to major qualifications on any crew members. No, 70s will always have 100% to major qualification.
Nice. So you can always play the tank the way it's supposed to be played. You don't have to feel like half of your tank is in mud as you're driving around.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this tank? When you got a guy driving the exact same tank beside you, driving past you, waving.
So my impression at this point, and this is just my opinion, it seems to me that the system really is, I think, quite beneficial to a lot of the newer players coming in, because it's straight to the point and simple in regards to what your crew is going to start with.
Yeah.
But so far, my impression for maybe a more seasoned player, there are a lot of options to choose from, it looks like. So I think that might be a little bit, that could be a little cumbersome. But if you give it, a look and maybe take some of what we're showing you in this little video here, maybe it'll open it up. I think it's pretty cool, though.
So my personal opinion of Crew 2.0 at this point is I really like what they're doing. It needs a bit of polishing. There are some
polishing.
There are some outside cases that make some pretty broken builds in the new system. The new system is lacking some of the things that the old system has, because I can't take my crew from the old system and convert them exactly the way they were into the new system. So I think that needs to be worked with. So there's going to be some growing pains, but that's the point of Sandbox server.
Sure.
Yeah, the big thing for me is, and we said it's the idea behind it is good. The implementation of it is a little less than stellar.
So there is one last point I want to touch on before we close out the video. Once you've reached max skill level, you can actually keep going up and training this crew past max efficiency. So you get into what's called the elite progression. The elite progression is like up to 60 million experience points. So basically, once you've kind of capped out your crew skill points, you can still add a little bit of bonus to basically the major qualification of your crew members. So it's basically the carrot and the stick that'll keep you wanting to train a crew and keep wanting to push them just a little bit further up the experience as much as you can.
It's like a better brothers in arms.
So when you say the major qualification, what does getting those additional points or skill levels?
Right. So Goose nailed it on the head. It's basically getting more brothers in arms type bonus to your vehicle.
Okay.
Yep. It's improving everything on the tank
a little bit at a time. Yep.
So once you get to the end of that elite progression, it's a lot of XP. Like I'm going to be, it's a ton. But once you get to the end, your tank will be better than it ever was in the current system.
That is
right, but the number of people that are going to have that kind of EXP is probably in the double digits.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. But there's always that thing to go for, and that's kind of nice to have.
Yep,
there you go.
Well, that's our walkthrough of the current 2.0 and the first Sandbox iteration. Hope you guys found this video really helpful. I know Damien did.
I did. I learned a lot, and thank goodness, because man, I was a little overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie.
The whole server is practically on fire.
It's burning. The world is burning.
The world is burning. Crew 2.0 is awful. Get this garbage out of here.
I think it's all right. I think it just needs some love.
Yeah, I like where they're at, and I think it's gonna, once they go through a few iterations of refinement, I think this will be a really good replacement system.
It could, I agree. Few iterations, some changes. Make sure they put a sandbox out each time they change something, so we can all mess around with it and leave feedback saying, "Hey, love what you changed. Don't like this still." And keep doing that. That's how we get changes done, guys. Where it's at.
So get out there, play the sandbox, enjoy
leave your
it,
feedback,
or don't.
Okay.
Or don't.
Feedback out there.
So that's us. So that's us from What Now. You can find our links to live Twitch. So if you have questions on this or more Sandbox information, make sure you go down to the description, find those links, check us out on Twitch. Leave comments, guys. We want to hear what your opinion are on the new system, because clearly everything's on fire. So make sure you blow up the comment section, letting us know and confirming our bias there. So,
appreciate you watching our first video.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And that does definitely make things a little clearer, even for me. So thank you very much, guys.
So welcome to Crew 2.0.
Welcome to Crew 2.0.
Yeah, 2.0.
This is great.
Yeah. Well,
excited.
Here we go.
Oh, he's recording us, right? Oh,
no, he's not.